Hi everybody, I'm Jay with Ukulele J Barbecue, and today I'm going to show you step by step how to make a pizza dough, and then we're going to fire it off in our pizza oven. Here are the ingredients for today's cook: water, yeast, salt, flour, honey, and some olive oil. All items in this video are in the description and can be purchased on Amazon. So we're going to go ahead and put 250 grams of the King Arthur flour in. This is a 50-50 split. Make sure your water is 85 to 88 degrees. We don't want it to be hotter because we don't want to kill that yeast. We're going to put in that water and add our Fleischmann's yeast. The thing about this is that honey is very important to allowing this fermentation to kick. Some people don't use it. I actually like it. And you're going to want to mix it on low until everything is mixed together, including the salt that you'll add at the end. We're going to line our bowl with a little olive oil. That's to prevent it from sticking as it's going through the proofing process in the first proof. Go ahead and lift it up. Don't pull it apart. We don't want to disturb it. Set it down. It'll be a little sticky. That's normal. And then we're going to go ahead and cover it up for our first proofing. After an hour, you can see how beautiful this dough has risen. It's been double the size. A little flour on the countertop. We're going to roll this up into a ball. We're going to put it back into a clean bowl, again with a little bit of olive oil that you'll see. And that's going to allow us to do the fermentation in the refrigerator. We're going to do that for 24 hours minimum, but you want to really go 48 to 72 hours to let this dough fully ferment and get all that flavor. And after 24 to 72 hours, you won't believe the difference. We're going to go and ball this up, and you can see that the air bubbles are already forming. That's that fermentation process starting. And then we're going to go ahead and oil up a bowl, set it in, and put it back in the fridge for another 48 to 72 hours. Add a little olive oil on top and put saran wrap on to keep that airtight. So we're all done making the pizza dough. We did our first fermentation for 1 hour. We've got it on the stove right here. And that ball is still rising up. We're going to get a lot of rise out of that. This dough is good for anywhere from 3 up to 5 days. I'd say day 3 and 4 are going to be the best. You're going to have that fermentation, that incredible flavor that's going to go in there. Because we added the honey, that's going to help with the golden crust that you're going to see. 48 hours, look at that dough. That is absolutely amazing. Okay, now the one part I didn't show you, and I apologize, I got so excited when I cut the big dough ball and broke it up, made it in 3 balls. I didn't record that part. But this is what you end up with. It's really simple. You're just going to cut this into 3 equal pieces, and when you're done, you'll have 3 balls like this. Now, this has been in the refrigerator. This ball I took out along with these when I made them, and it's been out here for almost 4 hours. A little bit of olive oil on top, and I cover it with saran wrap. If you don't do that, and I learned the hard way, you get this crusty top, and it gets very dried out after 4 hours. So a little bit of olive oil, and you're good to go. As you can see, this is really expanded, about double the size, just from taking it out of the refrigerator. So that yeast is still really working hard. The fermentation process is going strong. And the thing that's great about this is it's got all these bubbles in the 4 hours that have come up. So I can feel this, and you can kind of see it's really, really airy, which is great. So we're gonna go ahead and make our pizza dough and get this fired off on the Pizzella Forte. After the dough is fermented, we want to push down and put that air off to the sides, because the rim is where that crust is going to go ahead and blow up, and that's where when you cut it across, you're going to see those nice airy holes. So you can see how nice and airy this is. You want to push straight down because we want to force that air off to the sides to that outer rim of that crust. Now normally I would make the crust thinner, but the bigger the crust, the more it's going to shove all the ingredients into the middle of the pizza. So you want to be careful not to have it too thick. And this is going to be thick just for this experiment. We're going to add a little flour on here to keep from sticking, and then continue to process our dough so we can put all of our toppings on. Here you can see the dough's taking shape. Again, I'm not disturbing that outer edge. I'm leaving it pretty thick, but you want to make a nice round pie. Turn it around, you can flip it over, and just be careful you don't tear it. I go back and forth just to make sure that we get some evenness on that bottom. And then I would go and build your pie on your pizza peel. Make sure that thing is sliding around, otherwise you're going to have sticking problems when you put it in the pizza oven. The wooden pizza peel is what I suggest. It's just easier. I do have metal when I use it. It's just a little trickier. And we're ready for the sauce and our cheese and our toppings. We're going to go ahead and fire it off outside in our Pizzella oven. I love provolone cheese because it makes a nice cheese pull, and I actually like the flavor. And I love prosciutto and fresh basil. I grow my own basil in my Aero garden, and there's nothing better than fresh basil. I also grated some hard Parmesan on top. It's nice and it really doesn't burn. We want to go 650 to 700 degrees, and this is 662, which is perfect. Go ahead and load your pizza and see how nice it comes off that wooden peel. And about 30 seconds later, we're going to take a look, turn it, and another minute, we are done with this pizza. Absolutely delicious looking. And I add the basil on the end so it doesn't burn. Look at that pizza. That crust is absolutely incredible. Okay. Nice and crispy crust. Here we go. Slice of deliciousness. Look at that pizza. All the cheese is coming off, melting. Look at that. Mmm. Mmm, mmm, mmm. Look at that crust. All that puffy there. Look at this on this side. Look at that. That's amazing. Mmm. So good. So that sums up our pizza experience with our new recipe making our pizza dough. This was absolutely incredible. The crust on this that you saw was absolutely amazing. Lots of air in that crust because we pushed down the dough off to the sides. We left that outer ring nice and airy, and the results were spectacular. Thanks for watching. Hope you subscribe to the channel, like this, and send it on to your friends because we have a lot more pizza cooking and a lot more pizzello coming your way. Smoke on, baby.